So, hi guys, welcome to the SAAS-X podcast. And today we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Shreyansh. Right. So before I go on and introduce him, I would just like to tell him that he's a direct response copywriter, and uh, instead of me introducing him, I would like him to introduce him in his own words because that's what copywriters do to create the hype, right? To create that image to sell the product. So I would like Mr. Shayans to introduce himself to our audience.
Yeah, so I'm Shreyansh, and I've been doing copywriting for over 3.5 years now. So basically, apart from copywriting, I also do funnel strategy, and I do all forms of copywriting from ads, long form sales letters, VSLs, and short form copy as well. So yeah, that's basically what I do. Funnel strategist and a copywriter.
Nice, very nice. So, bhai, let's get started from very basics. Some of our
Right.
audience, they might be knowing what copywriting is, why it is important. But I want to hear from you, from a strategist,
Right.
direct response copywriter. What is copywriting and why is it important for, since we have a lot of agency owners, although also people who are into SaaS for our podcast, why it is important for them?
Uh, Copywriting is basically, we would say, it's a change word. Like even one of the greatest copywriters at present, Alan Sultanich. So even he says that copywriting is a change word, because you are trying to change the perspective. You are trying to uh, persuade them through words. So copywriting is basically change word. And why is it important? Because of course, everything that every product or every service that's there in the market, it needs to get in front of people and persuade them to buy. So that's where you actually need copywriting. Like you actually need the words to create an image in their mind and then finally persuade them to buy the product or service.
Yes, yes, yes. So, bhai, also, tell us a little bit about your experience as a copywriter. What kind of results you have brought to the people that you have worked with.
Yeah. So in the past couple of years, I have worked with some of the biggest agencies in the US. I have worked with there was an agency like it was doing around $3 to $4 million every year, and I got a very huge experience working with the agency. So anyone who is starting in the copywriting journey, I would suggest that they work with an agency because they've got clients in a huge variety of industries, and that gets your brain ticking, and it's a great exercise. Your research becomes better. You become better at hitting the deadlines. You become better at writing faster copy. So yeah, that helps a lot. So I've written for roofing companies, I've written for CPA firms, lawyer firms, and even the finance companies, and also Kid Snacks, quite a popular one in US. If you have heard of the name Mighty Yum, it was actually their client, and I worked on the web copy. So apart from that, I've also worked with three times Emmy Award winners and TV hosts, business coaches, and yeah, last I worked was with Flexi Funnels, India's top rated
Nice,
SaaS
right? Nice.
platform. Yeah,
Nice, bhai. So you have like such a great experience, right? You have worked with, multitude of clients, in very
right.
diverse fields as well, right? And that's
Yeah,
what brings that crisp of variation into your copy as well, understanding, right?
right,
So,
right.
can you also tell like how did you get started basically with copywriting? So we'd like to know more about that.
It was back in 2020, and I came across high income skills. It was just getting the boost back then. So in 2020, there wasn't much word about it around the world, but yeah, a lot of businesses had started going online, though slowly, but yes, they started going online. Some of the coaches and offers I saw for the first time on internet. So that's where I came to know about copywriting as well, and that's how I started. So I started with I didn't buy a course right away, but I it took me around a week or so to learn about what it actually is to Google and YouTube, and then I later figured out that uh, this is what's been going in the West for so long, and people have been making huge money. So why not? Why not have I ever heard in India about copywriting wasn't very famous in India in 2020. It became famous, I think, just 2 years or so ago. That's why most of the copywriters here you would find with an experience of 2.5 years, 3 years at max. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's how it got started. And I feel lucky that I jumped in at the right time, because right now the market, you can say, is almost quite saturated. So anyone starting right now might face a bit of hardships, more than a bit, I would say. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so
Right,
it
right,
was
right.
one of the best times to jump in.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, good to learn about your experience, buddy. Also, yeah, what would you say, since you mentioned about the saturation of the market? So,
Huh.
like with the coming of AI and ChatGPT and tools of that sort, how do you feel the market has changed, right? Because a lot of people are putting like their social post and creating this like scarcity in kind of people that like copywriting is dead or something like that. So, how do you perceive that?
Look, copywriting is not dead, because whatever you do, there will always be written words that would, that would sell a product or a service. So unless those written words completely vanish, copywriting won't be dead. Copywriting is not dead. Email marketing is not dead. Webinars are not dead. VSL is not dead. None of it is dead. It solely depends on the funnel that works for a particular person or entity. But anyway, coming to the saturation, what happened earlier, I noticed this with myself. What happened was, back in 2020, I sent around 100 cold emails, and 2021, I think, and I received replies from around 25 people, 17 people. 10 of them booked the call, and 3 of them get converted. And this was a great result through cold emails,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, 3% conversion on cold emails was great. So my cold emails even got featured with Sean Ferris in his book. So yeah, but now when I tested it recently, just a few months back, I hardly got around 5 to 6 replies, 7 replies, I think. So the thing is, earlier, while people were, all the coaches and just about anyone, they were getting 100 to 150 emails a day. Now they are getting 100 to 150 emails a day just from the service providers, from copywriters, maybe media buyers, maybe funnel builders. So whoever, so that's where you really need to stand out. It's not about just sending cold emails now. You should be reaching them on multiple platforms. It's not that it has got a bit difficult, because a lot of people who send rubbish cold emails, they are increasing as well. So of course, that disturbs the market a bit.
Right, right. So ultimately, you are saying ki, it's not like the market is not saturated in the sense that it's dead for the newcomers, but it's dead in the sense that if you're not a good copywriter in today's day and age, then it's hard for you to make any buck out of it.
Yes, yes, yes. Copywriters will always be needed. Copywriters will always be needed. Uh, and they will be needed even more, because more and more businesses are coming up every day, every week, every month. Lots of new businesses, and the ones who are already doing well, they are expanding. So of course they'll be needing more copywriters. Yeah,
Right, right, right.
but yeah, the better you are at the game, of course, the better your skill is. The Because reaching out to clients, closing the clients, and copywriting, these are different skills. Freelancing is a different skill, and copywriting is a different skill. So you need to get good at both. And perhaps in the near future, just copywriting alone wouldn't help much, because a person who is a copywriting as well as a CRO expert, a conversion rate optimizer, who knows things about how to increase the conversion rate of the entire funnel, and also funnel strategists, funnel builders. If you can become an overall marketer, that would be that's the next big thing. There are not many overall great marketers in the entire world. So yeah, you'll have to step up that game.
Right, right, right. So can we say that a good copy is like the, heart and soul of the whole marketing process?
Good copy. The thing is that I wouldn't say that good copy is the heart and soul. Copy, yes, it impacts a lot. The way the funnel is designed, that impacts as well. The different elements of a funnel, they play their role too. So it's not only about the copy, but I would say it's more about the how well your entire funnel is how well your entire funnel is actually set up, right from whether it's a low ticket offer you are putting right from the front end to the back end, whether it's a low ticket offer you're putting in the front end, or you are inviting people to a webinar, or you're putting up a VSL. So it depends that how well your entire funnel is organized. What
Okay.
offers do you have? How is it? Are you directly selling high ticket offer? So it all depends on a lot of things. So basically, we can say that it depends on the
Hmm.
economics of your
Right.
business.
Right, right. So there are two parts of it, right? The mathematical, like the economics part of the whole funnel, plus also like the psychoanalysis, the human behavioral aspect of it, right? And you also mentioned about the the 3% conversion rate that you got on your cold emails, right? So can you go into like the more specifics into that? Like how did you got that? Like what was the subject line of the emails you were using? What was the hook? Like what was how did you basically go about that?
So this subject line was pretty easy. It was just a quick question for you, Gagandeep. It was that easy.
It always works. Quick
Huh?
question.
Yeah, it works most of the time, but I don't know about now if it's still working, because it went quite viral in 2021 or 2022. It went quite viral. So I guess just about everyone would have used this at least once.
Mm-hmm.
So
In fact,
a
I've
lot
also
of
used it.
thousands of questions in their inboxes actually. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So and the other part was that my email was pretty goofy. I can send you the drive link in the chats later, right after this meeting. So maybe you want to share it with your audience. But
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
it was quite goofy. It was quite funny. Didn't talk much about, but didn't talk much about the copy part. But I think the most important, there are some elements that you should always include. The first thing is that uh, some people might say that it's no more required to, say a thing or two about whoever you're reaching out to. But that's quite important, because it actually shows that you have done some kind of research and it's not a copy paste
Mm-hmm.
email. The more specific you are, like I always make it specific by uh, mentioning something from their recent post, their recent Instagram story, or maybe their recent podcast, or whatever offer they are selling right now on their websites. So that's how I personalize it. And the next part is don't 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 get way off the topic. Don't get way off the topic. You've got a good story. Oh, that can work well. If you've got a good story, that can work well. But that somehow that story should connect to what you're going to pitch in the end.
Hmm.
So that's also some of the biggest mistakes that I've seen. They just to stand out, they make the story funnier, or they exaggerate the story, or whatever. But they can sense it, because they by now they have read thousands of emails. The
Mm-hmm.
audience, they have already read thousands of pitches. So, and yeah, keep the email short. First email, it should be short. It should always carry a CTA as well. Call booking, putting a call booking calendar link worked really well for me. And yeah, the thing is, the more you personalize the email, the better it works. And don't
Mm-hmm.
forget telling about your experience, and uh, some of the results you've got, but in a small paragraph, like 2, 3 lines would be great.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
and don't send any kind of PDF or Word document in the first email. No, most probably they are not going to open it. That's too much work. You don't want to take them from reading to clicking something else, then reading that again. That's too much work. Make it less resistive.
Nice, nice. So generally, when you're like writing your first email,
Right.
is it necessary to elicit some kind of emotion, whether it's happy, excited, sad, like whatever it may be? But generally, or is it like it can be plain simple text just based on logic?
Plain simple texts have worked too. Plain simple texts have worked, but then your credibility should be good enough. If it's a plain simple text, your
Mm-hmm.
credibility has to be good enough. Your results have to be something not common, something uncommon. Then
Right.
even a 5 line email would work. Even a 4 to 5 lines email would work.
Yes, yes.
Like,
Strong
how about if
credibility
you
would be
got an
there.
email, hey Gagandeep, I noticed that you're doing this podcast, amazing, and you're also having this business. But I recently, helped Nike boost their revenue by 20%, by 10%, just through emails, and
Mm.
they got from this way. Is that something you're interested in as well? So yeah, this kind of email works.
Nice, nice. But it shouldn't be boring, right? It shouldn't be boring.
If this credibility in itself is very interesting to the to your target audience.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Right. Because I heard it like somewhere, I don't know, it was I think Dan Kennedy who said it, like the greatest like the cardinal sin of copywriter is to be boring. I think something like that. Something along those
Yes,
lines.
definitely, definitely. It shouldn't be boring. That's why I said that if you can't make the story interesting enough, then don't force it out. Don't force it out because whatever you feel from inside, it will be reflected in your copy. It will easily be reflected in your copy.
Nice, nice.
That's why a lot of
Okay.
copywriters even have some kind of ritual they do before writing copy so that they get into a good state, a calm state.
Okay, okay. Okay. So and by like what kind of frameworks do you use to generally, write your copies?
Just the basic ones, the normal ones that you go get on the internet. Mostly people use AIDA or PAS, but yeah, it's not about just sticking. You should stick to the frameworks when you're starting, but yeah, later on you can mix it up. As per your experience or as per your liking, you can mix it up because it's not necessary that you fully stick to one single framework. Of course, when you're starting out, using frameworks definitely will help you a lot, but just see that you're not getting, quite robotic. Right? So
Mm.
it will help much better if you read about the frameworks and then read good copy as well, and then try to figure out like how they have used that framework or which framework they have been using throughout the sales letter or throughout the VSL script. So yeah, that's the right way to go about it. Reading good copy every day, and uh, even reading about the good copy, writing some form of copy every day, even if it's just an email or an ad, that works. But writing, and then uh, reading about copywriting, like in the form of knowledge.
Right, right. So and when you are writing like the copy, so how do you avoid like the writer's block, right? Because a lot of the copywriters they still say even after years of experience they still face writer's block, right? So is it something that you really struggle with even now as well, or how do you cope up with that?
No, no. It was something I struggled with back in 2020 and the first half of, I think till the end of 2021. After that, I've never struggled because, because AI tools. That's where AI tools come in.
Yeah.
You can't have a writer's block when you have ChatGPT, Claude AI with you. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
If
Right,
you if
right.
you if you're still having a writer's block even after these AI tools, then there is something seriously wrong with you.
Nice, nice, nice. Also, bhai, I would like you to, comment on one of the things. I was actually listening to like an interview, a very old interview of Eugene Schwartz, right? So he was saying
Okay.
one thing that, copywriting is not about like writing, but it's about assembling the things together, right? So how much do you agree with that?
Oh, I agree 100%. I agree 100%. That good copy is not written fresh. It's assembled because the thing is, these days it's even more. Because a lot of research you will be carrying on Google, on YouTube,
Mm.
on ChatGPT, different platforms. You'll be doing a lot of research, maybe Amazon, Reddit, but you are actually assembling that information that you're getting from a lot of places. You know how a closing works. So, more or less, you'll have a similar kind of closing for a similar kind of product when you're writing a VSL or a long form sales letter. Also, when you're researching on ChatGPT, there also you'll pick some parts like straight away from there, or you'll find other ways to say the same thing. So, actually, good copy is assembled. Not a lot of it
Mm.
is written from scratch. Mostly it is assembled. So he
So in
was
a way,
quite
like,
fancy.
yeah, yeah. So in a way, it's like more than 80-90% of it is like more about research, about the product,
Yes,
about the service
yes,
you're selling. And then it's about just
yes,
assembling those in a way that is compelling to the customer so that he can buy.
yes. You are mostly assembling the your research. You're assembling your research. You're not making anything up, right? You're taking more information from your client, and you are assembling whatever they are saying.
Mhm.
It could be in the form of results, testimonials. So
ठीक है.
yes.
Nice, nice. ठीक है. And another thing is like you know like who are some of your top favorite copywriters or some of the top guys that you follow and have researched a lot about.
Uh, Ben Settle. Ben Settle is great at email marketing. If anyone wants to become better at emails, they should definitely subscribe to Ben Settle. Uh, that guy is a beast in emails. Then I would say Stefan George. He's really good as well. And there is Alan Sultanich, another great copywriter, and Dan Kennedy. Read as much as possible about Dan Kennedy, or read as much as possible about his work, his books, and
Hmm.
Gary Halbert. I think his son is still running. He's still doing
Yeah.
some kind of email marketing. He's running offers. So yeah, again, but Gary Halbert's letters you should definitely, and also not only letters. Apart from boron letters, you should also read his books, his work, all the sales letters that he has written in the past. If you are reading one Gary Halbert letter or any one sales letter every day, then that will definitely make you a better copywriter. That will
Hmm,
definitely
hmm,
make you a better.
hmm.
But that consistency is difficult. Reading one sales letter every day, that's difficult. You can do it for a week, but doing it for 3 months every day, that's difficult part.
Yes,
In
yes,
in
yes,
anything,
yes.
consistency is the most difficult part actually. So if you stick to that, you'll definitely become better about it,
Absolutely
even if
right.
you're not writing much. No?
Yes, yes, yes. Right. And why like since you mentioned like the old timers, right? Dan Kennedy, Gary Halbert, right?
Yes.
A couple of names into that list like David Ogilvy, right? His book, right? Confessions of an Advertising
If
Man.
someone wants to start copywriting, then I would suggest the book "How to Write a Good Advertisement" by Victor Oscar.
Okay.
Yes,
How to
that's
Write a Good
that's
Advertisement by Victor.
by Victor Oscar. That's one of the best books to start with.
Hmm, hmm. Nice,
Yes,
nice.
and side by side you can read the works of all the great copywriters.
Right, right. Right. And why do you feel like, in today's day and age, copywriting has become like a lot more easier than it used to be? Like when we are, conversing it via emails, via, these funnels and all that, VSLs, right? Earlier, like people used to do it via, like, postals, right? Writing those like traditional sales letters. Like I was, listening to one of Gary Halbert's speeches, and he was saying that, back in the days, he used to write the sales letter wherein, he used to write that, like to the recipient, like there is one lady that he used to like impersonate,
Right.
and then he used to
Ah,
write that she knows about their complete family, the structure and everything, and just mail it back and it would go $1. And he said like he was able to generate like generating around $100,000 a day from
ah,
just that. So, a lot of things used to go into place and process, like, creating that postal, mailing it to people. A lot of things were there. But in today's
right.
day and age, it has become a lot more easier. So, what's your take on that?
A lot more easier in sense of like it has become digital. Yeah. So definitely, it has become easier in the sense that now you can print more money because now you can now there are even more people who are reading your copy. uh, Even when ads were not there, you could you there was no point of getting your business online. There was not much point, but with the coming of Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, of course, you can have, if you have the buying power, you can have the word seed. You can sell as well. Making money has become a lot more easier, I think. Yeah,
Hmm.
for if you are an offer owner, making money has become a lot more easier.
Right, right, right. And why do you also like use those, copywriters have like swipe files? So you have collected all the data in there. You have collected some of the
Definitely.
best.
Yes, yes, yes. Swipe files is a must. You should have a collection of great sales letters. I can share that with you too. I can share the swipe file that I'm using. So yeah, I'll share the drive so that you can share it with your audience as well. But
Sure,
yeah,
boy, sure.
file
That
swipe
would be great.
files is a must. Swipe files is a must. Because otherwise, when you have a swipe file, that's something you can go to every day. But if you're not having swipe file, then probably you won't be even, going back to reading every day. You'll just read when you come across a good letter, maybe. So
Mm-hmm.
if you want to build a habit of reading every day, you must have a swipe file. You must have something to go back to every day before you sleep, right? After you wake up. So yeah, it helps. It definitely helps.
Nice, bro. Nice. Right. And before this, interview as well, I was like reading a book from Dan Kennedy only, The Ultimate Sales Letter. So that was like
Okay.
really, really significant when it came to, email marketing or like copywriting in general. Like, how like he was doing it in the past and how, things have transitioned and changed and how easier it has become.
Right.
The modus of operating and the speed of receiving, getting it to the recipient. Right. So what some of the takes from your overall experience in copywriting, like, what are the some general points beginner have to keep in mind to be able to get started?
With copywriting, in becoming a better copywriter, like I said, that definitely they should read good copy every day, and they should try avoiding the some of the gurus in the market. They'll know. I won't be naming them here, but yeah, don't follow a lot of people. Just like while in class 11th or 12th when you're studying maths or whatever subject, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many books you complete, but it definitely matters like how many times you complete the one book,
Yeah.
right? Because a lot of books are not going to teach you any different. So don't read a lot of copywriting books. Stick to one or two copywriting books, or a few marketing books, and some on psychology. But but don't read too many copywriting books. That's going to hurt you. But yeah, you should definitely read a lot of sales letters.
And what are some of
Yeah.
the good copywriting books that you stick to?
Uh, one of them would definitely be How to Write Good Copy by Steve Harrison. That's a really good book. Again, like I said before, How to Write a Really Good Advertisement by Victor Squab. Uh, on the psychology side, I would say The Selfish Gene by Richard Dawkins. That's a really good book. And read
Okay.
anything by Dan Kennedy. You can read
Okay.
anything by Dan Kennedy. Also, you
Okay.
can read the work of Claude Hopkins
Yeah.
and again Gary Halbert and all those popular names already that are there in the market, the legendary ones. Yeah, read all their sales letters. Simply read all their sales letters.
Hmm.
Don't go for a lot of books, but yeah, go for great sales letters, great work
Nice.
that have already been proven.
Right, right, right. And by generally, like a lot of people who are, getting started with copywriting or struggling with getting clients, they generally have this like question that, I have started with copywriting, I have learned the skills, but the problem is that I'm not getting clients, right?
Yeah, because that's what I
So,
said in the beginning that freelancing is a different skill. Copywriting is a different skill. Freelancing is a different skill. Not necessarily that there are a lot of people who are, I would say, good copywriters, but yeah, they struggle to get clients.
yeah. So isn't that also ironical? Because being a good copywriter, if you learn the skill of copywriting, that automatically insinuates that you should be able to get clients.
It's also because it's also about getting in front of the right person at the right time with the right offer. When that
Hmm.
clicks in, you get the client.
Yes.
If you are reaching out to a person who is already having a good copywriter and doesn't like he doesn't want to change right now, he doesn't want to fire his copywriter right now, or is not looking for any kind of change, then how would you even sell to him?
Nice, nice, nice. Great.
Just like even if there is a good copy, not everyone who lands on your landing page will buy the product or the service, right? It's that kind of a thing.
Yes, correct, correct, correct.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's only the numbers game here. Stay consistent with reaching out, uh, figure out bring small changes to your pitch to and also try multiple platforms. Don't just stick to cold emails. Try Instagram, try Facebook job boards, try try connecting on Facebook Messenger, try LinkedIn. Go with multiple platforms. Go all in. You'll land client definitely. If you're consistent, you will definitely land a client.
Hmm.
And
Right.
once you produce results for them, then it can go all the way up because of course they'll be referring you to more. If you look at if you ask good copywriters like how do they get clients, how
Hmm.
do they keep getting clients, their answer mostly will be through reference. So,
Okay. Okay. Nice.
yeah,
Okay. And also by like what's the is it also like in marketing sense only? I want to know what like the meaning behind your name also, right? Your other name is like people call you Gogo as well, right? So is it
right.
something that you have developed by yourself or is it your nickname from beginning in the
No, it has been my name since childhood, but
Okay.
earlier I used yeah. So Gogo, just two syllables. Shreyansh has got uh more number of syllables. So firstly, my school friends, my college friends, even some of the professors, they called me Gogo because it's
Okay.
easy and kind of a cool name. That's what I got to hear from a lot of people. But yes, and I used to call myself Shreyan, introduce myself as Shreyansh when working with foreign clients, the US clients. But in during the meeting, it was producing some kind of resistance because that's not a very easy name for them to pronounce
Yeah.
because they don't have these arrangement of syllables there. So yeah, Shreyansh was getting difficult. So I started pushing my name as Gogo.
Nice, right.
Yeah,
ठीक
that's
है
why on
ठीक है
Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere my name is Go.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, bhai. All right. So also, as we are approaching towards the end of this podcast, also to respect your time as well, right? So one last question that I would have is, what's your final, like, if you could elaborate more on the current projects that you are involved in, right? And, how do you basically go about approaching the clients? Is it the similar approach you were using earlier? Uh, what are the things that you have changed in your approach? Like, because you keep learning, keep evolving new ways. So how do you go about that?
I The one thing that I was avoiding for a lot of time, I started asking my freelancing friends that if they know someone who might need who might need help of a copywriter. I started asking my e- freelancing friends. That has produced some good result, because a lot of the, and especially the ones who are not in the same you know discipline as me, that like
Niche.
if they are not copywriters, they could be media buyers, they could be funnel builders, they could be consultants. So I started asking them, because their clients might need a copywriter, and of course they can refer me to their own client. So yeah, that has worked well for me. mm, Make friends, network with more people. Just ask them. Just ask them. You can only get what you ask. That's what we all say, right? If you don't ask, you're not going to get anything. So better,
Yeah.
you have better chances by asking. So ask more number of people.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, no
Okay,
one is
all
going to
right.
judge you. No one is going to judge you. No one actually cares. No one would even care after a day or two. So better you just
Mm-hmm.
ask. Yeah.
Yes, yes. That's golden advice over there. Right. So, all right, Shreyas bhai, it's been great, having you on the podcast. It's been like you have shared a lot of valuable insights, starting from the very basic of copywriting. Why is it important for, agency owners, right, businesses to be able to write a good copy, to be able to get more customers. And then also we moved on to, a little more advanced, right, copywriting, tactics, and that you have applied to get that 3% conversion rate on your cold emails, which is very impressive, right? And so I'm sure the audience will find a lot of valuable insights from this. And yeah, any last words you would like to say from your end?
Yeah. Try to become more than a copywriter. Don't
Mhm.
just become someone who is exchanging docs, Google Docs with the client. Become more than that, because that's what they are actually looking for. And more and more people you'll see around you that who are becoming more than a copywriter. They are not necessarily that you have to become a media buyer as well. That's a different discipline. But if you're someone who knows how to build funnels, who can write funnel copy, long form sales letter, short form sales letter, VSLs, who also knows uh, conversion rate optimization. So CRO. If you have that, then that would be a huge plus. Huge plus. And
Mhm.
do email marketing as well, not just email copywriting. Try to learn email marketing as well. So that will definitely help in a much better way.
Right, right, right. Right. And also, I know my last question was supposed to be my final question, but coming back to your point of exchanging Google Docs with the client, since you are in a service business, service-based business, a lot of the times this is what happens with freelancers, with copywriters. They, like their
Yeah.
clients just keep on like taking their time for granted, right? So how do you avoid this situation? Because also I was reading, Dan Kennedy's book on time management as well. So no BS guide to time management. So it was also really great on how he did that. So how do you basically become, ruthless with your time management in terms of dealing with your clients?
In terms of,
In terms of dealing with the, like the, you
okay,
know,
they're dealing with their editing, like,
expectations from the clients, giving you repeat revisions, do this.
mhm. Right, right. Firstly, I make sure that within three revisions, we are at least testing this out, because after that, it makes if the results are not well produced, then definitely we can give it more revisions. But
Mm.
to start with, I try that within the three revisions we are putting the offer out in the market, running ads on it. And apart from that, I also give them something to A/B test. Like I have for if it's for a sales letter, I would give them two different kind of leads. Then they can test both the leads and then decide the winner. So this way you'll have the ball in your court. Because if you just write one sales letter and just give it to them, then definitely they are going to ask for revisions. Give them two
Hmm.
leads, then they can decide which one is better. When when you're giving just one copy, like just one email copy with one hook, one CTA. So that's where the problem occurs actually, because then they will have the option, psychologically they'll have the option of whether to accept it or not. But
Hmm.
when you are giving them, let's say two hooks, then they
Which one
will,
to accept?
then yeah, then the options are whether to go for this one or this one. So
Hmm.
that's something how you can save yourself. And of if they ask you to, do some kind of little projects here and there, something to go along with. Can you just write one more ad with this? So you can simply say that, yeah, I could, but I would remind you that it's a different project.
Hmm.
So at
Hmm.
least you
Hmm.
can then pitch, some price for the different project as well.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
Okay, great. All right, right. So, really great session with you that we had today. Really great insights that you gave on copywriting, on
yeah,
how this
awesome, awesome
system
meeting with
really
you.
works out. Yeah, yeah, it's same here, bhai, same here. And I was really looking forward to this meeting for quite some time.
Me
Since
too,
we
me
met
too.
at FGS event, right? So I
Right,
was
right,
really
right.
looking forward to that. So yeah, all right, guys. So it's uh great to have you guys on this podcast, right? And we look forward to having another great guest on this podcast, just like Mr. Shreyansh. Okay. And yeah, look forward to it.
See